Okay, so here's some questions from the commutative and associative properties quiz. Okay, so before we start, just a quick review of the two properties. Associative property, and this works for addition and multiplication, but it's just basically how you group things. So you see here you've got A plus and then parentheses the B plus C. Now over here you can put together the A and the B. You can group those two together. Likewise here your B and C are grouped together and your A and B are grouped together. Right, so it's just how you group things. Commutative property, on the other hand, it just says that you can change the order. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2. All right, so you're just flipping the order, and that works for multiplication as well, and we'll see that coming up. All right, so first question, which number sentence shows the associative property of addition? Choose all that applies. So it's probably a few of them. So again, associative is just how you group things together. So if we notice here in this first one, you've got the 2 plus 3 grouped together, and then they switch it to the 8 plus 2 that is grouped together. All right, so they change that grouping, so that's associative, and that's addition. So it'll always work with addition. Addition is always associative. Okay, so looking at the next one, 3x, then parentheses 5 plus 2, then you've got 3x times 5 plus 3x times 2. That should be similar to something we saw before. That's distributive property. Okay, so that's not associative. We're going to skip down to the fourth choice, because literally what you're looking for with associative is parentheses will kind of give that away, because that's how you're going to group things together. So if you notice here, you've got the 6 plus 5 grouped together, then they switch to the 5 plus 9 grouped together. So associative, changing how you group things together. All right, what is missing for the following quantity to be true? Okay, all you're looking for here is that basically we're going to look for the stuff that's missing. So let's see. You've got the 3y here, we've got it there. Okay, the 5a here, we've got it there. So what's missing then, it looks like, is that 9x. So must be that one there. The 9x is what's missing. Now, use the associative property to identify which expression is equal to 32 times 8 times 5x. Okay, so we want to see that associative property again, the difference in the way we group things. So here we've got the 32 times 8 times 5x. We're looking for something that's going to give us the same thing but grouped differently. Like if you look at choice A, that's going to be the same thing, but they didn't change how it's grouped together. They changed the order. So that's going to be an example of the commutative property, which we're going to see in a minute. But that's when you change that order, that's just commutative. Okay, choice B, 32 times 8 times 5 times x. That is a change in how they group things together. So we're going to take that one. So things got grouped together a little bit differently, but we're going to have the same thing. That's associative. Okay, which is the following to be true? Okay, 2y plus 4b plus 5. Again, we're just going to look for those things that piece that we're missing here. So got the 4b and the 4b, so we're good there. Got the 5 and the 5, so we're good there. It looks like what we're missing here is the 2y. There we go. Associative property of multiplication, which expression is equivalent to 3 times 9x? Again, how we're going to group things. Choice A, 9 times 3x. Again, you see, oh, they did change. That is how they group things together. You know, this is interesting because actually choice B works as well. 3 times 9 times x. They changed how that groups there. Oh, interesting. You know, with this one, let's take this one, although both of those to me could represent associative because they're changing how they're grouped together. But let's stick with the second choice just because they're keeping that 3 first and the 9 second like they do in the original question. hopefully not confusing that with commutative. So let's understand that both of those would work. They both represent associative, but let's take choice B. Okay, 6. Which number of sentence shows the commutative property of addition? Remember, commutative is we're just going to change the order. We're going to flip it around. So 3 plus 0 equals 3. While that's true, that doesn't mean it's the commutative property. Here is our commutative property. 3 plus 5 equals 5 plus 3. We're just flipping it back around. Commutative, flipping it back around. Okay, commutative property, identify which expression is equal to quantity 6 plus 4 times 5. Well, here we go, right there. We're going to flip it. 5 times quantity 6 plus 4. So we take that whole set of parentheses and flip it around with the 5. So that's the commutative over there. And our last one, use the commutative property of multiplication to identify which expression is equivalent to 5 times 9 times x. Well, let's take this one here because we can see the 5 and the 9 are reversing positions, and the 9 and the 5. Reversing positions is the commutative property. Good luck.